What's up, guys? Your boy Matt Farah here. Now, hopefully you are massive fans of this show and watching it every week. And if you are, you will remember that last week we went to the Trona Airport for a tuner car shootout, half mile, and some of you have commented on the video that I should probably try out the winner. Well, it turns out that entire event was organized just for us as an audition to be on this show. And ask and ye shall receive. So today I have brought that very car. Everything is so well engineered, so perfect, that they never feel quite as fast, quite as far over the edge, or quite as crazy as the numbers imply. Switzer Performance has one solution: double the horsepower. In 2009, this GTR made 485 horsepower. Now, it makes 834 at the wheels. This earns it a very appropriate nickname, the Veyron Killer. Physics need not apply.
You're gonna get face cramps because you're gonna be smiling so much. When you drive the car, you're gonna have face cramps, trust me. It's pretty awesome.
Normally when we start filming something like this, I drive the car a little bit before we start rolling to get a feel for it. I haven't done that today because I want the full Switzer GTR experience. Starts right up. Idles like a normal GTR. R. He told me to turn traction off because with it on, I get wheel spin no matter what. So, here we go. Okay, the clutches engage a little differently than the last GTR I drove. Okay, it's it shifts really fast. It's it's visceral, but on very light throttle so far. It's feeling you know, GTR-ish. If the dyno sheet is to be believed, this will almost certainly be the fastest car that I've ever driven. Oh, a straightaway. That was only about 4,500 RPM. This thing revs to 8. Man, you can hear the blow-off valves going. It sounds raspy, fast. Okay, that was 100. Like, you just don't even realize what's happening. Boost, 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 boost. Fuck me. Chris's biggest concern with this car is actually running out of brakes, which is a genuine possibility. Usually you don't think of a GTR as a car with not enough braking power, but when you have 900 horsepower at your disposal.
The brakes, I still have stock brake pads on here. So when I go up in the canyons and you know, after some time, the pads will definitely overheat, so you have to be consciously aware of that as well. The suspension is bone stock. The alignment is stock from the factory. The tires have been replaced with Toyo 888s. When you double the horsepower in the car, honestly, it can't handle it. And that's the honest truth, and I'll elaborate on that. One, the weakest link on these cars is the transmission. So Switzer Performance procured Datsun and Shep transmissions to handle that task. But the cool part about the car that Switzer Performance did is there's a low boost for the canyons or autocrossing. Then you have medium boost depending on the track that you're at, like say Button Willow. It would be more advantageous to run that instead of like at Willow Springs, you'd run on high boost. Me personally, I'd probably run on medium boost because it goes like hell in high boost.
It shifts hard. I mean, it shifts a lot more like a Lamborghini than it does a GTR. Could be due to Switzer's upgraded transmission components. That sound, it's not like anything I've ever heard. It sounds kind of like Steve Millen's Nissan GTR did, but it's very unique, raspy, it's throaty, it's kind of dare I say, annoying a little bit. I don't even know if it's a good sound. It's just a lot of it. How do you get this much power out of a 6-cylinder engine? I asked myself that earlier today, and then Neil Switzer sent me a build sheet. So why don't we go through exactly how to do that? Switzer fuel injector kit, Switzer monster intercooler kit, Switzer V2 turbos, high pressure wastegate actuators, Cobb access port, E900 calibration for Cobb access port, mass airflow meter intake and filter assembly, E900 sensor upgrade package, high flow intakes, V2 test pipes, ethanol spec fuel system upgrades, Switzer cooling package, electronic boost controller, HKS Legomax SS exhaust, PPG first gear set, Dodson clutch upgrade, Dodson front wheel drive retainer, Dodson mechanical locks 1 and 2, O-ring and seal upgrade kit, oil pump shaft upgrade with blueprint, 6 neodymium magnets, high temp rear diff oil seal, stainless reusable internal filter, Switzer spec Molly pistons, pins and rings, Switzer spec Carrillo connecting rods, Switzer spec camshaft, Switzer blueprinted engine and oil pump, Switzer bearing set, Switzer gasket set, labor, oil change, oil filter, diff service, trans fluid, and clear bra. That makes $60,569. Wow. The downside of driving an E85 powered car is fuel economy. It's 30% worse on average than a gas powered car. And in California, you just can't find the stuff. So we brought our own fuel truck because it only gets about 9 miles per gallon. And you never know when you're gonna need a refill. A Bugatti Veyron will run a 10.2 quarter mile at about 135 miles an hour. This thing, 9.7 at 147. But the practicality is still here. I mean, this is a full interior. I've got the air conditioning on, I've got a good radio, comfortable seats, lots of leather all over everything.
What I love about this car is that it's an absolute sleeper. Absolutely, totally 100% sleeper. Air conditioning, stereo, full interior, stock wheels, you know, it's pretty awesome.
You run on a road so fast, I may have to go find myself a straightaway. Okay, ready? I just found something out. Chris sandbagged me. And this whole morning I was not driving on full boost. He didn't want me to get overpowered and mess up, so he only gave me half boost. But now he trusts me, foolishly, and he's giving me full boost. So let's see what happens with full boost from a 40-mile-an-hour roll in second gear. Here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! The person who built this car is completely mental.
What would I want for the car? Oh, I'm never selling my Switzer E900. That's never gonna happen. No, not gonna happen. Sorry.
What we have here is something very interesting. It's a sleeper without really being a sleeper. Everyone knows the GTR is fast, but no one knows outside of the car how fast this thing is. I mean, 900 horsepower is completely insane. And the fact that you sacrifice almost zero practicality. You've got 4 seats, you've got a radio, air conditioning, automatic transmission, all the things you'd want, aside from, of course, the E85 situation, which can be fixed if you want to spend a little more money. Switzer has a flex fuel setup, and you can run either pump gas or E85 and switch on the fly. But if you have your own fuel pump in your house, who cares, right? The other thing is, it's impressive to me, a testament to Switzer's ideals as a company, that they're willing to back up a 900 horsepower upgrade with a 2-year warranty. You call them, Neil picks up. even though Chris is the second owner of this car, they still handle his maintenance and everything he needs as if he built the car directly from them. And let's not forget that before Chris had this car, its first owner, Fadi, is widely known for beating the crap out of it, and it still runs like this. So, with that in mind, I'd like to thank Chris for letting us drive his car today. I'd like to thank Neil and Tim Switzer for building something so completely insane, and I now have a fastest car I've ever driven. So, follow us at thesmokingtire.com, and we will see you next week on Tuned right here on the Drive Network.